सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम नमो नारायणाय तस्मै नमः स्वामी तपोवनाय। हरि ओम। Shivamahimna Stotram. இந்த மிக அருமையான ஸ்தோத்திரத்தை நம்ம கத்துட்டு இருக்கோம். போன வகுப்புல பார்த்த 2 ஸ்லோகங்கள் 7வது 8வது ஒரு முறை வாசிச்சுட்டு நம்ம கண்டினியூ பண்ணலாம். त्रयी सांख्यं योग पशुपतिमतं वैष्णवमिति प्रभिन्ने प्रस्थाने परमिदमदः पथ्यमिति च रुचीनां वैचित्र्यादृजुकुटिलनानापथजुषां नृणां एको गम्य स्वमसि पयसामर्णव इव महोक्षक कट्वांगं परशुरजिनं भस्मफणिनः कपालं चेतीय तव वरदतन्त्रोपकरणम् सुरास्तां तां वृद्धिं दधति तु भवत् भ्रू प्रणिहितां न हि स्वात्मा रामं विषयमृगतृष्णा भ्रमयति. இந்த 2 ஸ்லோகங்கள் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். Today I am actually going to try speaking in English the whole time. If you have any objection, if you are not able to understand, I will explain in Tamil also. Few people have mentioned that they want to learn this stotram, but they are not able to understand the language. Okay, so we'll see. We'll try this. If anybody has difficulties after the class, you can mention. In between, in Tamil also, I will speak and explain. So to summarize what we have seen in the last 2 classes and sessions on Shivamahimna Stotram, which has been bestowed on us, given to us by Pushpadanta Gandharva. Okay, so the first 3 slokas, actually the author Pushpadantar, he is expressing his incapacity with humility to Lord Shiva, seeking his forgiveness and to seek the blessing so that he can praise the Lord without any hindrance. He says that, Lord, I know that I am incapable of praising you because your greatness is such. It is beyond the reach of words and thoughts. Therefore, even Vedas, Shruti, is trembling to indicate you through the method of negation. So who can praise you? Even the celestials, the creator Lord Brahma himself and other celestials fail in this task of praising you, of glorifying you. However, everybody can only speak as much as their intellect allows, the limit of their intellectual development. Therefore, according to my own limitations, to the best I can, I am trying. So please do not censor it. Do not criticize it. Everybody, please accept it. That is his humble request. And he says, oh Lord, you being beyond word and thought, if there is anybody at all who can understand you, who can grasp you, who can try to describe you, they will actually get merged into you in the process. Their words and thoughts will get merged into you in the process. And how can they come back and describe you anyway? You are the author of the immortal Parama Amritam Vedas, which is abounding in bliss. When that is so, what is the surprise that great people like the Guru of Devas, Brihaspati, all of them are trying to praise you? So on the whole, I know it's an impossible task. Even great people, capable people have not been able to do it. But with all humility, I will try anyway this meritorious act of glorifying you so that I purify my own speech and my buddhi. Therefore, I am resolved to do this. This is what he says in the first three slokas. Okay, can we proceed this way? Then, in the next three slokas, he speaks about some people, a certain category of people who call themselves as rationals, intellectuals, and they actually use their intelligence only to criticize you, not knowing your greatness. What do? To destroy you, to destroy your reputation, they vilify you. They speak unspeakable things about you, and yet those impious people revel in such conversations, in such descriptions of you. They ask all kutarka, crooked, illogical, and unwise arguments about you, about your existence. What desire can he get fulfilled out of creating this? What form does he have? And what means does he have to create these three worlds? So on and so forth. They ask whether this world has really a Natha, a Isha, or is it independent? Has it come about independently? So on and so forth, placing all these arguments and raising continuously doubts about your existence. They are really Jadabuddhi, Hatadi, and Mandaha, dull-witted. And along with them, there are other dull-witted people, impious people, who just revel in this and just merely echo this these unwise, illogical things and wrong things about you. They go on speaking. And he says, this is just a, what? This is just the opposite of intelligence in the name of intellectuality that they are doing. Then, till this we saw in the previous class. And then there came this famous sloka where it says that even though there are different parts in our Sanatana, it has this greatness, this vastness, and this diversity, that there are many parts like Vaishnavam, Pashupati Matam, that is Shaivam, Yogam, Sankyam, all these in the Vedas, they seem to have different courses, but they have only one destination. All men have only one destination, one place to reach, that is you. Nrinam ego gamyaha tvamasi. Payasam arnava iva. Just like the waters from various sources through various courses reach only the ocean, you are the one destination of all men. The variety is only to suit the Vaichitriam, Ruchinam Vaichitriam, the various appetites, the aptitudes of people, the different mindsets and the personalities, the taste of the seekers. It's not that really there are many ways. It's not that really there are many destinations. It's just one goal, which is you. The next sloka was also very beautiful. The last one, 8th one that we saw yesterday. Oh Lord, what do you have after all? You have a bull, you have a hatchet parshu, you have a staff tatvangam, you wear the deer skin ajinam or tiger skin, you have ashes all over you bhasma, hooded snakes, paninaha, kapalam, skull. That's all you have. These are your tools, your tantra and upakarnam, your accessories. But you are the great bestower of boons, Varada. Even though you don't seem to have great implements, only this is all you have. All these suraha, these devas, these celestials, tam riddham dadati, means they seem to get all that they need, all their specialties, all their prosperity, victory, success, everything. They are endowed with all prosperity, the celestials. Yes, they have the great palaces, they have astras, they have their own chariots, Agni Bhagwan and Surya Bhagwan, Vayu Bhagwan, Varna Bhagwan, their own astras, their own paraphernalia and all crowns and prosperity and everything. They have their own special vahanas also, Airavatam, Ucheshravasam, like that great prosperous things they seem to have. But how did they get all this? Bhavat Bru Pranihitam, by your mere tapas shakti. When you meditate on the space between your brows, between your eyebrows, by your mere tapas shakti, the shakti of your austerity and penances, those who meditate upon you, adore you, pray to you, whatever they seek, wealth, success, power, all that they seem to get. Nahi swatmaramam vishayamruga trishna brahmayati. The swatmaramam, a person who is absorbed and reveling in his own self, swatmaramam, for him, he does not get deluded by vishayamruga trishna, by the mirage, by the mere illusory appearance of sense objects. Those sense objects, which are only a mere delusion, cannot delude the wise man who is ever reveling in his own self. This was just the word meaning, a summary of what we have seen so far. So this thought we have to continue where we left. Okay. So actually, some people, they hesitate to keep a picture of Lord Shiva or a lingam in their house and worship Lord Shiva in their house, because they think Lord Shiva is what is such an embodiment of renunciation, dispassion. He does not possess anything. He lives in a cremation ground, and all that he has is the snakes and the skull and all these things. So people think that if they worship him, if they have Lord Shiva as the Ishta Devata, then suddenly if they get vairagya, dispassion, then what will happen? People are actually afraid of giving up, of tyaga, of dispassion. They feel only with passion in life they can enjoy it to the fullest. So they are afraid of worshipping him. But this sloka is actually proving the opposite of it. He has everything, but he doesn't display it. He alone blesses everybody, the rich with all their richness, the splendid with all the splendor, the intelligent with all their wisdom, the strong and the powerful with all their powers. Everything comes from him alone, with his blessing alone. So he does not display all that. He is just an embodiment of dispassion and renunciation, but he is very much capable of blessing just by his, he does not even have to put an effort and bless or say some words, utter some words. By his tapas shakti, everything happens. This is true not only for Shiva Bhagwan, but also for jnanis, for men of realization. They, by their mere tapas shakti, they do so much good to the people that those who worship them, serve them, seek their blessings, they get all their wishes fulfilled, all their noble wishes fulfilled by the blessings of this Mahatma, of these great souls. This we would have all heard about, even experienced in our lives. Right? They say such things about Mahatmas. It is very true also. Taponji Maharaj, Ramana Maharishi, they were just an epitome of dispassion, renunciation. They did not possess anything they desired, nothing. They had nothing. Ramana Maharishi wore minimum, spoke minimum, wandered about minimum. Taponji Maharaj, always in the Uttarkasi, in the Himalayas, never leaving that and having nothing, even wandering in the Himalayas with nothing with him. So free, so dispassionate they were, detached they were, but yet those who worshipped them got all they wanted, all they needed. Whatever was good for them, they got that blessing done. They would go to Taponji Maharaj and ask about India-China war, what is happening, what can we do, like that. It was those times, okay, when there were tough times with between India and China. Taponji Maharaj would say, what India, what China, what are you talking about? That's all. So some people in our foolishness, we have this audacity to judge these Mahatmas. We think, oh, by just meditating and being idle in the Himalayas, however great they may be realized souls, whatever, in the Himalayas or wherever, just by idly meditating, what are they contributing? Their austerities is for themselves. They are just selfish like that. Some people have the audacity to criticize them even then and even after them. It just shows their foolishness. That's all. But by their mere penances, even Bharatavarsham is now here, Sanatana is existing, and we are all here by the tapas shakti, by the penances of all these realized souls only. They are in a different plane of existence, consciousness, where they don't relate to worldly things. But then, by their mere meditation, by their tapas, everything is in its place. Thane Rishikesha. And wherever prosperity has to be, prosperity is. Wherever victory has to be, victory is. Wherever dharma is, there is victory and prosperity. It will happen. It is happening. So also with Ramana Maharshi, some people will go with their own personal problems or social problems and say, what is all this? There is so much discrimination, all these things. Then he would say, you would just ask, whose problem is it? Who are you? Who are you who are saying this, asking me this question? Who are you? First worry about yourself. Do you know you? Then bring about the social problems and all that. So people criticize. Ramana Maharishi did not contribute towards the social discrimination and such things. That only shows their stupidness. By these Mahatmas, by their penances, and another thing, it may not seem that they are actually blessing people with material prosperity. Sometimes they project or display that way. Sometimes they don't display, but it does happen. Only those who have felt it will know their greatness. By merely, you would have thought of them in your difficulty, or you would have written to them in a letter, in an email, or spoken to them, or even merely just sitting and meditating, thinking and tuning yourself to that Mahatma and venting out your worry, your needs, your issues, right? By merely putting in their consciousness, they may be just sitting there. It may seem that they have not even heard you, or they have heard you, but they are not responding. But you will see that like a mist, that problem gets just dissolved. They just dissolve the problem. They empower us with so much spiritual stamina that the problem gets dissolved and all the prosperity, all the needs get fulfilled. That is the power of renunciation and detachment that Lord Shiva has and all these jnanis have. Swatma Ramam Vishayam Mrigatrishna Nahi Brahmayati. A person reveling in the self never cares, is not deluded by the sense object, but by his spiritual stamina, by his austerity and his penances, by that stages, everybody gets blessed with what they need. The totality also, especially the good ones, their devotees who are devoted to them, get the blessings. Okay. Next one, we will move on to the 9th sloka now. Who's chanting?
I'll do, ma'am.
Okay. Dhruvam kaschit sarvam.
Dhruvam kaschit sarvam.
Sakalamapara's tvadruhamidam.
Sakalamapara's tvadruhamidam.
Paro dravya dravye.
Paro dravya dravye.
Jagadi gadati vyasta vishaye.
Jagadi
There is
gadati.
noise in your background.
Jagadi gadadi vyavastha vishaye.
Samaste pyetesmin.
Samaste pietasmin.
Puramadhanatair vismita iva.
Puramadhanatair vismita iva.
Stuvan jihremi tvam.
Stuvan jihremi tvam.
Nakhalu nanudhrishta mukharata.
Nakhalu nanudhrishta mukharata. Dhruvam kaschit sarvam sakalamaparastva dhruvamidam. Paro dravya dravye jagati gadati vyasta vishaye. Samaste petasmin puramathanatair vismitaiva. Stuvan jihrimi tvam nakhalu nanudhrishta mukharata.
Okay. He says, Kaschit sarvam dhruvam. Some people say or consider sarvam dhruvam. Everything is eternal, permanent. Like that. Sakalam aparaha adhruvam idam. Aparaha, some other people, what do they say? Idam sakalam adhruvam. They say that all this is not eternal. All this is impermanent. So that way, some people say that everything is permanent. Aparaha, some others say that idam sakalam adruvam. All this is only what? Impermanent, temporary. Okay. Paraha, then there are some other people, the third category of people. They say, Jagadi Vyasta Vishaye, in this world, which has a wide variety of things, which has a spread of things, Dravya Adravye. There are some things that are eternal and some things that are temporary. Like that, Gadati, they keep saying. So some people say that everything is permanent, some people say that everything is impermanent, and there are others, Gadati, who say that Jagati Vyasta Vishaye, in this world which has a variety of things, there are Dravya, Dravya, Adravye. There are permanent things and there are impermanent things. Dhruvam, Dravyam, all this means permanent. Adhruvam, Adhravyam means impermanent. Impermanent, not eternal, temporary. Okay, so there are different people who say different things about this world. But what about me? He says, Taihi Vismita Hiva. In the third pada, it is there. Taihi Vismita Hiva. I am as though Vismita, perplexed, confounded, surprised. Iva, he says, not really perplexed, but he says, as though I am confused or surprised by all these Taihi, by all these various arguments and their different opinions and viewpoints and philosophies, Samaste, by all these Samaste, api etasmin, in all these matters, which he had previously mentioned, a few things about creation, whether it has come about by itself, whether it has a natha, no natha, it is independent of a presiding deity, what control, what means, on all these various things, whether things are eternal or not eternal, on all these various matters. Samaste api etasmin. Taihi, by all these arguments, Vismitaiva, I am as though perplexed. O Puramathana, he calls Lord Shiva by the Sambodhana epithet, what Puramathana, the destroyer of the Tripuras, the three cities. Oh Lord, all this may be so. So many people are saying various things, and I seem to be confounded or perplexed by all these things. But what I'm going to do, he says now. Tvam na jikhremi stvan. Tvam, I'm going to Tvam stvan. I'm going to praise you. I am ever. Stvan means not I'm going to praise you. I am ever praising you. I'm ever glorifying you, singing your glories. Tvam stvan. Na jikhremi. I'm not going to feel shy. I'm not going to be ashamed. I'm not going to hesitate. Without shying away, I will just what? Keep praising you, glorifying you, singing your glories. Khalunanu, indeed, mama mukharata drishta. Mama is not there, we have to add. Mukharata means this loquacious, this all these things that I keep saying, my talkativeness about you, I keep on talking. Isn't that drishta? Isn't that audacious? Isn't that, am I not arrogantly, audaciously just speaking about you with all my talkativeness? And I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm not ashamed. I'm not hesitating. I'm just reveling in this. I'm just doing this. That's what he says. What he means. Dina. See, there may be different people. See, whatever he says, this slokam has been written, I don't know how many thousands of years ago, yugas ago, we don't know. Still now it is there as an eternal gift, treasure for us to study, reflect, sing and benefit. Okay, but even then, even in those ancient times, situations like this did exist, seems like, where there were people, there have always been people speaking blasphemy, questioning God, and also speaking all ill things, wrong things about God and his creation and his existence, all these things. So he says, no matter what these people speak, they seem to display their intellectual rationality and so on and put forth so many viewpoints. All this seems confusing, but I am not going to shy away from singing your glories. My talkativeness, I'm going to just loquaciously, is that what they say? Going to audaciously speak about it. Drishta means, isn't it? Khalunanu drishta. Khalunanu drishta means, indeed, is it not audacious, whatever I'm saying? With all audacity, I'm just going to speak about you. That is what he says. This is a message for all of us also. So many negative talks about Sanatanam, about our deities, about our gods and goddesses, all these may be going on, about our culture, but we should never shy away or hesitate from speaking about our glory, from taking the name of our Lord, from displaying our pride of our culture, of our nation, of our dharma, of our religion. Right? It is so sad sometimes when we see some youngsters, especially these days, they feel very shy in the midst of certain people because it is only their lack of exposure and knowledge. But instead of trying to find out what is the rationality, what is the truth behind these, when certain opposing people put these questions, they are not able to answer and they just shy away. They do not want to display their religious marks. They don't want to wear the vibhuti. They feel, oh, if I wear vibhuti, if I wear kumkum chandan and all that, and wear a cultural dress, they will think that I'm a geek or I'm a something orthodox. They will not think that I'm cool. They will not think that I'm modern. But he's saying, I am immodest in this way. I have no shame. I do not shy away. This is my pride. I will keep calling out your name. I'll keep singing you, and very arrogantly so, very loudly so. This is what we all have to do. What is culture after all? What is vogue after all? It is what a group of people keep propagating, no? Then suddenly this will become all religious marks and cultural values and displaying our culture and pride and singing the glories of the Lord loudly. That will become a vogue if we all work together, and that should be the spirit. Otherwise, it would be like somebody will say Jai Shri Ram, and the other person, even though he is a Hindu, he will feel like, if I say Jai Shri Ram and if somebody sees me, hears me, what will they think of me? They will think that I am not secular. All kinds of nonsense. So we should keep doing our thing and proudly display it without any hesitation. That's what he's saying. I'm going to do. Pushpadantara Maharaj, he says, Stuvan Jikhremi Twam. Stuvan Jikhremi Twam. Na should be added. Na Jikhremi means I will not hesitate. I will not shy away. Twam Stuvan. Khalunanu Drishta Mukharata. My speeches, my audacious speeches are going to be this way only. That's what he says. Okay. So now, next sloka.
Okay.
Tavaishwaryam yatnat.
Tavaishwaryam yatnat.
Yadupari virinchi hariradha.
Yadupari virinchir hariratah.
Parichetum yatava.
Okay,
I'm going to put you on mute. Is there anybody else who can sing? Because there is a lot of background noise in our thing. Padmini Amma, do you have your lyrics with you?
I'm in my sister's son's house. I forgot to bring the lyrics.
Okay.
That's why I didn't put myself on video. It's his birthday today, so I'd come here.
I'll try.
So I don't have.
Okay, Vandanaji will try. Tava Ishwaryam yatnat.
Tava Ishwaryam yatnat.
Yadupari virinchir hariradha.
Yadupari virinchir hariharadaha.
Parichetum yatau.
Parichetum yata.
We are splitting. When we split, it will become yatau.
Okay.
But when we sing together, it will be fine. परिच्छेतुं याता वनलमनलस्कन्धवपुषु
परिच्छेतुं याता वपुषः
पुषः ततो भक्तिश्रद्धा
ततो भक्तिश्रद्धा
भरगुरुगृणभ्यां गिरीश
भरगुरुगृणद्भ्यां गिरिशयत्
गिरिशयव गिरीश
यत् गिरिशयत्
गिरिशयत्ता okay like that
अग्नि-
स्वयं तस्थेताभ्यां
स्वयं तस्थेताभ्यां
तव किमनुवृत्तिर्न फलति
तव किमनुवृत्तिर्न फलति तवैश्वर्यं यत्नाद्यदुपरि विरिञ्चिर्हरिरदः परिच्छेतुं यातावनिलमनलस्कन्धवपुषः ततो भक्तिश्रद्धा भरगुरुगृणद्भ्यां गिरिशयत् स्वयं तस्थेताभ्यां तव किमनुवृत्तिर्न फलति.
In this, he is speaking about the Leela of Shiva Peruman, where two people tried to measure his greatness but could not succeed. Who are those two people? Brahma and
Vishnu.
Hari Bhagwan. So it says, Virinchihi. Virinchihi is Lord Brahma, the creator. Harihi. Virinchit Harihi. Virinchihi Harihi. Virinchi is Brahmaji, Hari is Vishnu Bhagwan. So Brahmaji and Vishnu Bhagwan, Yadnad means with a lot of efforts. What did they do? Tava Aishwaryam Parichetum Yatau. They tried, they proceeded with efforts, with a lot of efforts, to what? Parichetum, to limit or to clearly define your limits. Parichetum means to divide, to limit, to define. Okay. Tava Aishwaryam. So they tried with a lot of efforts to define and see the limits of your existence, of your glory, of your lordship. How did they do? Upari Virinchihi Adaha Harihi. Lord Brahma, Virinchi, he tried to measure you, define you from the top, and Lord Hari, Vishnu Bhagwan, tried to find your limit, your end by going down, Adaha. Okay, this refers to Lingodbhavar. Lingodbhavar, we all know that this incident comes in various Puranas also about the Lingodbhavar. Once Virinchi, that is Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu, seem to have an argument about each other's greatness. One thought the other, they are greater than the other. At this time, they heard a Ashariri voice, and suddenly there was a huge column of fire in front of them with great splendor, with great tejas. And the voice said, whomever between the two, who's able to find either my head or my end, my beginning or my end, that person will be declared as the greater of the two. So these two started off. Virinchi, that is Brahmaji, he took the form of a swan and he flew up and tried to find the top, the beginning of this column of fire. And Hari Bhagwan, Vishnu Bhagwan, took the form of a Varaha Murti and kept digging down deep, deep, deep and going into the underworlds and all that to find the end of this column of fire. And neither of them could find. At least what happened, this Varaha Murti, Vishnu Bhagwan, he understood that this is unmatchable, matchless greatness. This must be the pure consciousness, Shivam itself. And therefore, what did he do? He openly said that he got defeated. He could not find. But what happened? Brahmaji tried to lie. He also forced this Ketaki flower to lie that he has taken this flower from the top, from the head of Lord Shiva. So what happened? Bhagwan Shiva got very angry, and it seems Brahmaji had 5 heads, 4 heads here and 1 on the top, but he just took it out by his nail. He said, this is the punishment you deserve. And therefore they say there is no temples for Lord Brahma on earth because of this. So all this referring to this incident, referring to this sport of Lord Shiva, he says, Tavaishwaryam yatna yadupari viranchihi harihi adaha parichetum yatau. Virinchi, Lord Brahma and Harihi, they tried to, with all efforts, define you by in the top and in the bottom. But what happened? It was analam. It was not enough. And what did they try to measure? Actually, anala skandha vapushaha, your form, which was skandha. Skandha means a column of analaha, a column of fire. Your form as a column of fire, they tried to measure, but that was, their efforts were analam. It was not enough. He's playing with words. Analaha means fire also. Analam means not sufficient also. Anala means fire. Analam, alam means enough, sufficient. Analam means not enough, not sufficient. Their efforts, however they may have put, their prowess, however great they may be, it was not sufficient, analam, to measure the greatness of your splendor, which was in the form of a column of fire. Anala skanda vapushaha. Tataha, what did they do afterwards? Vishnu Bhagwan admitted his defeat. Brahmaji did not admit his defeat, and he got punished. But both of them found out their own limitations. Then what did they do? Tataha, after that, Bhakti Shraddha Bhara Guru Granadbhyam. They both Granadbhyam means they both praised you, glorified you with what? With full of, Bhara means filled with Bhakti and Shraddha, filled with Bhakti and Shraddha. Bhakti Shraddha Bhara. Guru Granadbhyam means Guru. We know Guru, what it means as a mentor, spiritual mentor. But Guru also means something that is heavy, firm, deep. That is with deep, sincere, earnest, firm devotion. Filled with firm devotion and faith. Bhakti Shraddha Bhara Guru. Guru Bhara also you can say. Bhakti Shraddha Bhara Guru Granadbhyam. They praised. O Girisha, O Lord of Giri. Because the column of fire later became what? Arunachalam. You know, that was for many yugas remained as a column of fire, and then it cooled down. They say it became a golden mountain, and then this mountain that we see as Arunachalam mountain, Tiruvannamalai. So that is, O Girisha, you are the Lord of mountains. And when they, with full of devotion, when they sang your praises with the Bhakti and Shraddha, what happened? Yet Swayam Taste Tabhyam. You showed them as you are. You showed yourself. You revealed yourself to them. Taste there means you presented, you displayed your form. Yet Swayam, as you are, you gave your darshan. You gave your darshan, tabhyam, to the two of them. That is your compassion. And then what he says, Tava kim anuvrittihi na phalati, he asks a question. What? Tava anuvrittihi. Anuvrittihi means politeness, courtesy, respect. Any act or word of respect and courtesy, of adoration that we do is called anuvrittihi. It says Tava anuvrittihi. Any courteous act, any devotional act, speech, or praise that is done for you. Tava anuvrittihi. Kim na phalati. Will it not give fruit? Will it go unfruitful, in vain, wasteful? Never will it go. Any small act of courtesy also will give a lot of fruits. So with these two people realized their folly, their faults, and they, out of Shraddha and Bhakti, when they sang, you really were pleased by their humility and by that devotion, you presented yourself, you revealed your form. That's what this shloka is. Tava Ishwaryam Yatnadupari Virinchir Hariradha Parichetum Yata Vanala Skandhava Tato Bhakti Shraddha Bhara Guru Grinadhyam Girishayat Swayam Tasthetabhyam Tava Kimanuvrittir Naphalati. Next one we will sing, then the meaning we will see in the next class. We will try to sing this now. Nandanaji. Ayat Nada Padya.
It's Ayatna Dad Sadhya in mine.
Asadhya also is fine. Apadya is also fine. Ayat Nada Sadhya, Apadya, whatever.
Ayat Nada Sadhya.
Tribhuvanamavaira Vyatikaram.
Tribhuvanamavairavvyatikaram.
Dashasyo Yadbahun.
Dashasyo Yadbahun.
Abhritarankandu Paravashan.
Abhritarankandu Paravashan.
Shiraf Padmashreni.
Shiraf Padmashreni.
Rachita Charana Boruha Balehe.
Rachita Charanam Boruha Balehe.
Sthiraya Swadbhakte.
Sthiraya Stvadbhakte.
Sthiraya Swadbhakte.
Sthiraya Stvadbhaktehe.
Tripurahara Vispurjitamidam.
Tripurahara Visfurjitamidam. Ayat Nada Sadhya Tribhuvanamavairavvyatikaram. Dashasyo Yadbahun Bhritarankandu Paravashan. Shiraf Padmashreni Rachita Charanam Bhoruha Balehe. Sthiraya Stvadbhakte Sthirapurahara Vispurjitamidam.
Sthiraya Swadbhakte Tripurahara Vispurjitamidam.
Sthiraya Stvadbhakte
Tripurahara.
Tripurahara. Okay. Sthiraya Stvadbhakte Tripurahara Vispurjitamidam.
Yes. So, this is talking about another sport, Leela of Lord Shiva. Okay, with one person. I will give the descriptions as said here. You try to guess who it is. Ayatnad Apadya or Asadhya. Apadya means having brought. Asadhya means having accomplished. Ayatnad, without effort, a person somebody has brought about, has accomplished something. What? Tribhuvanam, the three worlds. Avaira Vyatikaram. Vaira means enmity. Avaira means without any enemy. Without any enemy. That is wiping out all enmity, all enemies in all three words. Vyatikaram means penetration, existence. So, without any enemy for him, without any enmity for him in all three words. Like that, by prowess, he has brought under him all three worlds without any enemy, anybody against him, any enmity against him. And all this he has done without any effort, effortlessly having brought all three worlds under him without any penetration of enmity and enemies. This person, what did he do? Still, his bahun, his hands, bahun, how were they? Ranakandhu Paravashan. It was under the influence of, influence of the itching desire for fighting. Who are they talking about? Somebody who has brought all the three worlds under him by his prowess without any efforts. He has made the worlds enemyless. Everybody just succumbs to him, obeys him. Yet his hands are always itching for fight. Okay. Then one word is there. If I say, you will guess that. So,
Dasha.
what?
Dasha asyo.
Dasha Asya. If I say that, you will know. So I will say something else. Then what did he do? Shira Patma Shreni Rachita Charanam Boruha Balehe. He did a bali. He gave as bali as offering. What? At your lotus feet. Charana Boruha. Charana means feet. Amboruha means lotus. At your lotus feet, he gave a offering and worshipped you. What did he offer you? Shira Padma Shreni Rachita. The head he kept as a line of heads. Huh?
Mahabali.
Ravana.
For Lord Shiva, no. Ravana. Ravana is correct. Shira Padma Shreni. Shreni means a row, a line. Rachita means by making. By making a row of heads. He says Shira Padma, like as so lotuses. One will offer many lotus, a garland of lotuses also. One will offer, a devotee will offer to the Lord a garland of lotuses. As though offering lotuses, what did he do? He made Rachita, Shreni, a garland or a line, a row of Shira Padma. As though plucking a lotus flower and making a string of it and offering, he made a Shira Padma Shreni, a row of his head lotuses, lotus heads. Not that his heads were like beautiful lotuses, like it's a simile. Like a lotus garland, he lined them up, his heads, and offered it at the Charanamboruha, at the lotus feet of you, as a bali, offered it. Dasha Asya means Asya is face or mouth. So Dasha Asya, one who has 10 mouths or 10 faces, that is Ravana. That's why I didn't explain that word first. When I say the 10-headed, everybody knows it's Ravana. So Ravana was so great with prowess that he, without efforts, he brought the 3 worlds under him. There was no enmity in the 3 worlds. Nobody could stand up against him. The 10-headed Ravana, Dashasyaha, even after bringing the 3 worlds under him, his bahun, his hands, and all his 20 arms were what? Abrita means he had his 20 arms. Ranakandu Paravashan. Paravashan is to be under the Paravasha influence of what? Of this itching desire for fight. So he was ever itching for fight. Even though he had everybody under his control, he still wanted to pick up fights, fight and show his prowess. That's what he was keen on doing. When such a person was there, what did he do? He made a string of his heads as lotuses and offered as bali at your lotus feet. Because of that, sthiraya bhaktehe, with sthira bhakti, he did that with. Sthira bhakti is firm devotion when he did that. Oh Tripurahara, the destroyer of Tripuras, vispurjitamidam. It came as an act all of a sudden. Vispurjitam. Vispurjitam means as a spurana, as a sudden act of surrender when he did all this at your feet. We'll see a little more on this sloka. We have to see. We've just seen how to split it, sing it, and the word meanings we have seen. Little more on this. Okay, so there are previous verse spoke about Lingodbhavar. This verse talks about how Ravana worshipped Lord Shiva and he got blessed with so much prowess that he could rule all the 3 worlds without any effort, make it enemyless. And still he was invincible. More on that we'll see tomorrow. Now we have completed 9 slokas. I think tomorrow, no, we have completed 11 slokas.
Yeah, we are in the 11th one.
Okay. We'll continue. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.